the next morning, she goes back to the library. She sits in her little nook. She looks over. There is no hill there.
What?
Those lights were in the sky. What were they?
Spook lights, all of them.
Spook lights. The 201, they were spook lights. Welcome back, and the nerds are talking again. On today's episode, we are going to encounter the supernatural, or at least discuss encounters with the supernatural, and the supernatural in general. What a thrilling, spooky time we'll have. It's not even Halloween. It's whatever time you're listening to this, unless you're listening to this on Halloween, in which case, congratulations.
Yeah, that's how far ahead we film. We're currently filming in March, and this is gonna air in October.
Who knows what the world will be
Correct.
like at that point, you know? All right, so I figure first we should go over, the three of us, what is our understanding, belief, deal with the supernatural? Who wants to go first? Should I go first?
Do it, Michael.
Go for it.
Fantastic. So I have always kind of believed that there is things in our world beyond what we can understand. I don't know what that is, but like there's people that believe in ghosts and believe in specific supernatural things, and like, oh, this is definitely aliens, this is definitely ghosts, this is definitely la Chupacabra. And I just El Chupacabra. What?
What do you want?
The what?
The what?
The what? I know ghosts.
Chupacabra?
I know aliens.
All right.
Don't know that one.
The goat sucker?
Yeah, no, that doesn't clear anything up.
All
for
right.
me.
So in America, it's very common because of our proximity to Mexico. It is a Mexican cryptid. You know what cryptids are, like the Mothman, Bigfoot, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're called cryptids. In that, like in internet culture, they're called cryptids, meaning they're like cryptozoological, meaning the study of creatures or animals that are not within the normal animal record. Bigfoot is the perfect example. You know of Bigfoot. Fantastic. So I keep saying la because it ends in an A. That's not correct. El Chupacabra. It's a boy goat sucker. I don't know. But anyway.
Okay.
Chupacabra means goat sucker, literally. Because it's a creature that allegedly drinks the blood of goats in Mexico and the southern United States. And so we just grew up knowing about that for some reason. Some say it's like a lizard. Some say it's like a big dog thing. I think the dog thing comes from there just being dogs with mange around the southern border. And people see a big dog with mange and they're like, oh, it's a spooky monster. It's not. It's a sad dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people believe in a lot of things, and I just believe that there is other stuff. One of my favorite theories that I have is that in the same way that there are, and I'm sure you guys are aware of this, spiders in the deep ocean that emit red light because most fish can't see red light. So it lets the spider see
Of course
into
I'm
the...
aware of that.
Yep. It lets the
course.
spider... Exactly. I knew you guys would know. I knew they wouldn't know. It lets the spider see into the darkness and like the fish reflecting the red light, but the fish is like, I'm in total darkness right now. I'm totally safe. And then the spider will be able to catch stuff. And so similarly, those fish have no knowledge. The spider's just hanging out there looking at it, seeing stuff that it can't see. So who's to say there's stuff that we can't see? Who's to say that there's stuff around that is not reflecting light that we can see? There are things, who knows how many dimensions our world like really has that we're interacting with? Maybe there's a fourth dimension of space. I know, and this is a podcast for nerds. I know someone's going to say, there are 4 dimensions in our reality. I'm talking about spatial dimensions, not time dimensions.
Come on now.
And I also, exactly, have the theory that there are 2 time dimensions in our universe, and that's what people think of as ghosts sometimes, is something moving backwards through time. and like crossing over our what we think of as the present with what we think of as the past. To clear it up for anyone who doesn't know, the current scientific understanding of the universe is that there are 3 spatial dimensions, length, width, and depth, and there's one temporal dimension, which is forward, and that's it. But who knows? So I think it's science. I think that there are science things that we don't understand, and that could explain what we think of as ghosts, what we think of as aliens, what we think of as all this kind of stuff. What could also explain aliens is aliens, because there's definitely life outside of Earth. But who knows? I don't think it's been here. I'll be honest.
Interesting.
So that's it. So that's my deal. What about you, Avery?
Okay, so I do think that there are things that we cannot see because animals and stuff have different vision than we do, and I've seen my cats freak out about things that I can't see.
Okay,
Yes, I'm nodding emphatically.
So I'm like, there's something over there and I can't see it. But I do think it's a little ignorant for us to think that we are the only thing here. That goes for aliens as well. Whether they've been to Earth or not, I'm with you, Michael. I don't think they've been here. But I do think there is something beyond what our minds can comprehend and what our eyes can see. And whether that's a spiritual force or not.
Who knows?
I don't know. Truly.
Who knows?
That's
what
where I
dares to
stand.
dream?
Yeah.
Me. Yeah, I don't know. I'm here, and that's me. I don't know. Probably are. Probably isn't. I don't know. I don't think much about it. I love the idea of aliens, and I'm sure there are other life forms. I just haven't thought much about it. I don't know.
Amazing.
I'm open to everything. I'm very interested in hearing other people's stories about it, but I personally don't know much about it.
Well, there you go. And then you're a perfect audience to hear about what we have experienced.
Yes.
Yes. Convince me that it is real.
So now we're going to go into, I believe that Avery, you have stated that you have had some experiences with things that we cannot understand. And I have also had some experiences with things that I cannot understand. So starting with you, let's begin. And then Elle, as our local person that doesn't know or think about any of this, you can ask some questions. You can sort of guide us through this journey into the unknown. Yes. All right.
Into the unknown.
Okay. One thing before I start telling my story, I think America is so haunted because we've had so many wars. And anytime I watch a lot of YouTube videos where they ghost hunt and stuff, and they're like, oh, it's this soldier from the colonial era. It's like, oh yeah, probably. Because we've had so many wars and like Native American shit and all that.
Oh, it's just covered in, the ground has been bathed in blood.
It's everywhere. Like, okay, this is a funny story that is not related to me, but in Kansas City, there was that Schlitterbahn slide where the kid got decapitated or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And they built a Margaritaville over it, and I was like, oh my god, we should go, but that Margaritaville's probably really haunted. Okay.
Wow.
Right.
Anyway.
Yeah, you know what? Keep going.
Okay, so my first story that I have, I was really young when this happened, but I was there when it happened. My mom remembers
was there,
it.
man.
I was
there,
about
man.
to say the same thing.
I was there, man.
I was there, man.
Okay, so
Okay.
my school district had 2 buildings for kindergarten and first grade. So there was the K1 North and the K1 South. And the K1 South was fine, but the K1 North was like known for having weird experiences and all that because there was also a lot of KKK activity where I grew up, and so we kind of think that's part of it. But my mom was there after hours because she's a teacher, and so she was like grading or like doing lesson plans or whatever after hours. And she went to the office. She left me in her room because I was playing with her, all the toys that she had in her room and stuff. And she goes to the office and she sees the intercom on the office desk is paging, but it's only paging to her room. And nobody else is in the building. It was just us. And the intercom was paging to her room from the office where nobody was in there besides her.
She's a secret admirer.
Apparently
Who is
so.
invisible and a ghost.
But that freaked her out, and so we left. And she was like,
Valid.
that was just really weird. Like, the intercom was paging to my room and nobody was there. So, that's my first story. But if you talk to any of the janitors that worked in that building, they're like, oh yeah, we've seen some shit. Like, that building is very haunted. And it's like 5 minutes away from me, so...
Oh no!
What I'm hearing is you can go ghost hunting.
I totally
Yes.
could.
And I'll be there on the
Night
phone.
vision camera.
I totally could.
That's pretty
that's-
fun.
That's story number 1. And then
So your mother has a secret admirer.
and it's a ghost from
Yeah.
the 1800s, probably.
Still fun.
Because so I was technically, or not me, but my part of Missouri was the Confederacy during the
Oh,
Civil
no.
War. And so I don't think that helps.
No, that certainly does not help.
So yeah, that's story number 1. And then story number 2, this happened to me really recently. Like, probably,
Hot off the presses.
it was a few months ago.
Okay.
So, I was sleeping, and I have weird dreams sometimes. Like, I go through phases
Fair.
where I have weeks of just having weird dreams. And so
don't
I
have
was having a
dreams.
dream. That is so...
Wow.
I love that for you. I'd rather
don't.
not have dreams than have weird dreams.
I wish I had dreams.
I think I like having weird dreams. You know, it
After
gives you
you-
something to worry about.
After you hear this one, you're not going to want to have dreams.
Okay.
Great.
Okay, so I was sleeping and I was having a dream where it was a bunch of like celebrities. I don't remember who it was, but it was like kind of culty. And they were leading me down this dark hallway. And then I get to the end of the hallway and I'm about to turn a doorknob. And I was laying on my left side. And so in my right ear, I hear somebody like full shout my name in my right ear. And I woke up and my ear was ringing.
Oh,
Like
God.
somebody had legitimately yelled my name in my ear to wake
Oh,
me up.
no.
So I didn't see what was behind that, and that freaked me out. And I roll over and I look at the clock and it says 3:33 a.m.
Oh, fun.
Hello.
Yeah.
You got a devil on your shoulder. Devil
I know.
On your shoulder.
So that's just like you got a little visit from the spirit realm. How fun. From the
It
astral
was
plane.
so
What could
freaky.
go wrong?
But yeah, and then I don't know if people listening to the pod know about the spook light. Do you guys know about the spook light?
I don't know if I know about the spook light.
Okay.
You're never gonna guess
So-
this? I don't know.
Tell us about the spook light.
It's in Missouri, like southern Missouri, and you drive to this part of this secluded highway, and you can see this light, but you can only see it at a certain angle, and it's not a cell tower or anything, because there's a cell tower right behind it, but you can tell. And people say it's a lantern of some, I can't remember the story exactly. They either say it's a Native American or like a miner guy looking for something, and it'll flicker in and out. And so the spook light's really cool. But you drive up there and there's nothing there. So
Ooh, okay, so
phantom light.
I might have a second-hand story to tell then
Okay.
about that.
I like it. Goes.
I'm also looking up
And it
spook light
changes
music.
colors too.
Oh, okay, that's fun. Like
Sometimes
red.
sometimes it'll be red. And sometimes it'll flicker, like it looks like a lantern flame. A
That's
lot of the
Oh,
time.
fun. So
I have
cute.
videos.
ooh,
It's really neat.
That's
but-
video that you took of the spook light.
Yeah. I've
Hell
seen
yeah,
it. Yeah.
We'll put it in. We'll put it in.
we got to put that in. All right,
Yeah.
so video listeners,
Yes.
behold the spook light, and then if I
I-
can, I'll put a real-time reaction of me seeing the spook light.
Because
No, it
we
would be
go
right
there
here.
Yeah.
right there. But we go there every Halloween. And we
Ooh.
see
okay,
it every
that's fun.
time. Yeah. But it's safe to say I live in a haunted ass area.
Yeah, that.
And you go like an hour south and there's Eureka Springs, Arkansas. And the Crescent Motel is in Eureka Springs and it's very haunted. Because of this guy. It's a great story if you research it, but there's this guy that called everybody to Arkansas because he was like, I can cure cancer. Like, I have a cure for cancer. He didn't. He wanted people's money. And so a bunch of people
would have
died.
heard of that if he did. Oh, God.
No, a
Oh,
bunch of
sometimes
people
this guy
died.
could cure cancer, and we just.
No, and so the Crescent Motel is super haunted. They still have body parts in the basement. Like, it is.
Oh,
You can go on
no.
a tour and stuff. It's neat,
They,
but
they shouldn't have those.
they do.
Oh, no.
I don't know why they do. I don't know why.
Famously haunted. The
That
Crescent
should,
Motel.
like, be some sort of law against that.
Yeah.
You would think, but honestly, if you go to Eureka Springs, you'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
yeah, there's a lot of haunted curios. Oh, my college is haunted too, but I haven't had any experiences.
Okay. Well,
Probably
then is
because of
it
the
really haunted?
tornado.
Of course. The tornado. So a tornado tore through the college at one point?
My entire town, yeah.
Oh, damn. And left a lot of ghosts around.
It's the only thing people know the town for. They're like, oh yeah, you guys had the tornado and it killed a bunch of people. And we're like,
Holy shit.
yeah.
Whoa. There's so much lore to...
I know. I'm remembering it as I'm talking.
Wow.
So yeah, we are so haunted up in here.
It's kind of neat to have like an area with a lot of history. Now, one thing that makes me think that about that concept of like that history and stuff is it feels like that part, especially of the United States, Missouri and easternly, you get a lot of weird fucked up history from the founding of the country and from like that point. But it occurs to me, you'd think that England would be the most haunted place ever, considering
Yeah.
just how many times it's changed hands over time of like with
I mean, I
wars
think
and
it
this and
is probably
Saxons and
pretty
Danes.
haunted.
Well, and they had the
You
Black
haven't
Plague
seen
and
shit.
stuff.
In London, where God knows
don't
how
like
many
me.
people have died.
They don't like me. I just am alone forever. Not even the ghosts want to be my friends.
Stop
Damn,
it.
judgmental ghosts.
Look up the Spook Light. Look up the Crescent Hotel. It's really interesting stuff.
I love the spook light as a name. That's so fun.
That is
A
a fun
hovering.
name.
Google AIs refers to it as a legendary hovering light, and that's fun.
That's pretty much it.
The spook light.
Well, and you have to sit right in front of a cemetery in order to see it. And I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but
Fun.
yeah.
So I'm curious because, so again, I now live currently in which is close to Anaheim, California, which the only reason anyone would know where that is because of Disneyland. I live
Okay.
very close to Disneyland. Have I gone to Disneyland in the past 10 years? No, I have not. So,
It's okay.
it's fine.
Bring me over. I'll make it worth it. I'll make it up for you.
But anyway, there's not a ton of like ancient legends about Southern California because it's, I don't know, like there's stuff. One thing we could talk about in a little bit is the Dynasty Typewriter, a theater here that we go to
Yes.
frequently that Avery, you've been to multiple times,
I have.
is allegedly haunted. I have not experienced a haunting there, and I've been there before a show, like as things are getting set up and stuff, and still, no, but maybe it's behind the stage. Maybe it's like that side backward that is haunted. We'll see. About lights, my mother has had so many supernatural experiences. My mom also likes to joke that since when she was in Mexico, Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead, was not that big of a deal, and it's since in the 40 years since she's been in Mexico, been a huge deal. And so she always likes to be like, it wasn't when I was there. But anyway. So, in the border town of El Paso, where since then a lot of bad stuff has happened, but at the time it was kind of chill. She went to the University UTEP, an engineering school that she obviously took sociology at this engineering school.
Obviously.
And
course.
at one night, there was this big blackout that was kind of famous at the time, but it's been a long time and worse things have happened there, so who cares? But at the time, it was a big blackout that happened, and she was in the library of UTEP. And so she took this little like nook. There's a little nook off to the side by some windows, like between shelves and stuff, that she would like sit at a little table and she would like read her books and stuff and go to be alone. And so she was there when the blackout happened. And obviously she couldn't read because there was no light there. And they didn't have like a cell phone and stuff. And I imagine you just don't take a flashlight with you everywhere. And so she was just kind of chilling, enjoying the ambiance of the dark library. And she looks out at the hillside, the famous sort of hill outside UTEP, and she's looking there, and there are some lights, like kind of spinning around a bit, like people with a bunch of flashlights searching up on top of the hill.
Okay.
But so I fucked up the story, but let's pretend for a moment. So she looks out and says, "Oh, look at those, like there must be people up on top of the hill. I wonder if they're like, it's something to do with the power or if they were like up there and who knows. They're having fun. They're searching for someone. There's something." And she watches
They're
these
having
lights.
fun. They're searching for someone.
Yep.
Feel
Maybe,
like they
who
don't
knows?
usually go hand in hand, but
One
sure.
of the two. They're either searching for someone or they're having some
They're
fun.
having fun. There's a person lost. Could be murder, but they're having fun looking.
We don't
They're
know.
having fun. Trying to find the
community.
victims. It's community. So they're up there and they're moving around and there's all these lights moving up and down. And so then the next morning she goes back to the library. She sits in her little nook. She looks over. There is no hill there.
What?
Those lights were in the sky. What were they?
Spook lights, all of them.
Spook lights. The 201,
A
they
lot
were
of 'em.
spook lights.
Honestly,
The
that's freaky.
hill,
Yeah,
never there. So,
never there.
and she'd been there before,
She'd been there before.
and yet she
I
didn't
don't-
realize that she was seeing a hill that she'd never seen before.
Indeed. In the darkness, I guess she just assumed, because there are hills in the area. There just wasn't
Yeah.
one right there. And so maybe she was like, maybe there's a hill. I didn't notice it.
Weird.
Yeah.
Sure.
That would be the kind of thing that would make me want to get tested for like a brain tumor.
Absolutely. Luckily, it doesn't seem to have been the case. But because she has been, that was like, again, like 40 years ago. But, but yeah, so she always talks about how spooky that was. And then there is the hallway, the end of our hallway at our house. That is the next scariest place that I have noted. So this is a house that we moved into initially when I was 5 years old.
Okay.
And I've since now live here again because life happens and
Right.
the COVID-19 pandemic and whatnot. So now, when we moved in, there was a library, like a bunch of bookshelves at the end of our hallway. Maybe I'll put a picture in here. if I
Crazy
forgot.
to
Oops.
call like a bunch of like to say that you have a library in your house.
True, we don't. We have a bookshelf, and it's at the end of our hall, like flat, and we just always stacked it with a bunch of books. Now, for some reason, we have seen so much shit when turning into our hallway and looking there. Nothing really like ghost-y, but like almost time dilation-y. So it hasn't happened in a while, but the big one was there was a time I was young, and I believe there was like a alignment of the planets or something. Again, this is a thing that my mom talks about all the time. My brother talks about all the time. Is like the planets had aligned. There was a thing on the news. And we had gotten some food, and my mom is sitting at a sofa that is at the edge of, like, you can look down the hallway if you turn, and she turns, and she sees me, but, like, kind of, I don't know, she describes it as a person. She kind of assumed it was, like, my older brother, but it kind of looked more like me, but she didn't know, walking into the space between two of the doors. Now, her mind doesn't compute that immediately, and she's like, oh, is Nick, my brother, going to see father who's in the bedroom at the time. And she's like, hey. And then she's like, says something, and my brother comes out of his room. And he's like, hey, Mom, did you say something? And she's like, quick, run to your father, like, run to the bedroom. What's going on? Like, and so me and my brother run in. No one's in there. Oh, I wasn't there either. I was over in the other side of the house. And so she's like, who the hell was that? And so we look around, and we can't find anyone, and we don't see anything. And so then now, years later, I have grown taller. I sort of shot up, and I'm now about as tall as my brother. I eventually will get taller than him. Haha, take that, Nick. Is that I get tall, and I get a shirt that is allegedly the exact same color as the shirt she saw that night. And then one day, we are doing stuff, and I am like standing there and walk, and like, she's like, oh my God, that's what I saw. So it is her belief that now, okay, I'll say her belief, and then I'll say why I kind of think it's weird. It is her belief that she maybe saw me from the future, like a reflection of me from the future in the past. And that is a few things that we have seen in that hallway, is people like who've already walked by, and that spot is just like sitting on like a little fourth dimensional divot or something.
Okay.
We don't know. Here's what I'll say though. She allegedly says that the person who was standing there went between the two doors. I don't think time would mess with that, because these doors are still the same doors.
But maybe the perception of time blurs it.
And hey, here's a weird thought. Maybe the rotation of the Earth was slightly different, and so the doors were in a different spot.
That's true.
Who's to say? Who's to say how any of this shit works? It's all...
I don't know, man.
That's insane.
Now, cats. My cat... Meow, exactly. The very same.
The very same.
We had a cat for a long time. Her name was Doggy. It's the only name she responded to. She spoke Spanish, or she listened to Spanish. She didn't speak any human language. But she knew a couple tricks, but only in Spanish. So we'd say sit, she didn't do shit. We said siéntate, she would sit down. It's adorable. She was an old cat. She was very wizened. She was very calm. But occasionally, she would get freaked out by something that was not there. And that was always scary. And so one time, my father had like a separate bedroom because he like had to sleep in total darkness, and my mother did not like total darkness. So I had to go into my father's room at night to do something, and he was like taking a sleep early. So it was not like crazy late. But she liked to...
You speak like a historian man sometimes with your words. He was taking a sleep early.
I love it. That sounds like something Elle would say.
Going to bed early.
Tuned in for the evening. But my cat, like Doggy, liked to go in there and sleep next to him. Sometimes she would sleep next to other people. But she was like, I want to go to him. I want to see Papa. And I open the door at a crack, and she goes in to turn into crack, and immediately freaks out and leaps backwards. Like, oh no! And I'm like, that's never good. So I turn into the door, and there's a big window there, and I see the full-ass shape of a person standing there for a split second, and from the inside out, it like warps away. Like whoop, and it's gone. Only time I've ever seen something like that. And my father, asleep in bed, and I'm like, oh shit! I turn on the light. He freaks out and wakes up. I'm like, we have got like no sleeping right now.
No.
Let's look around here. What the hell's going on? And we like check the closet. We look everywhere. We look around. There was obviously no one or anything, which is why it's a supernatural story, and not that time we got broken into. But she would occasionally have those moments where she would be like, staring off at something, kind of concerned. Because you're like, cats, they have more electromagnetic sense than we do, and they have a better sense of smell than we do. And so the thought is like maybe they can see or pick up on things. I always talk about we need to find a way to communicate with mantis shrimp. Because obviously, we all know why I would say that.
Do I want to ask?
Because mantis shrimp have the most advanced eyes of all animals. They can see nearly every wavelength of light. So if a creature could see ghosts, it's gonna be mantis shrimp. So we need...
I'm so sorry, audio only listeners. I really apologize for these two. I try, but...
But you can't... but they can't do nothing about this.
It's gonna be the shrimp.
It's gonna be the shrimp.
I'm sorry, audio listeners, that you cannot do what I can do, which is just take my earphones out. Actually, I can't even make a video gesture because you're audio listeners. Like, if you're a video watcher, Come back. What are your listeners? You're
back.
gone.
Back.
You're not hearing my words.
Come back.
Come back.
So imagine we hold out the shrimp, right? They're pretty decently sized. We hold out the shrimp, and it can like hold up its claw if there's a ghost, and it can be like, "There's a ghost there, catch it."
That's better
Look
than
at what a fucking
using
mantis shrimp looks like now.
Oh, you should. They're crazy. I'm gonna pick up a picture.
the electromagnetic thingies that people use with the lights. I don't think those are super accurate. But you pull
Yeah,
up a
I don't know
shrimp.
about those.
Oh yeah, those things.
You hold up a
Yeah,
shrimp and
they're
it's like,
awesome.
hey, there's a ghost over there. And then you're like, oh.
I'm gonna put
He's
it.
being,
Oh,
he's
wait,
being for
there
real.
we go. Why is it blurry?
Why is he blinged out?
I know, right?
Why are you showing us
Sick.
through your phone? So many questions.
Because he doesn't want to edit it in later.
answers.
I'll put a good
Okay,
picture
those
under the
things
edit.
are cool as hell.
Aren't they? They're neat. And they punch things with their little, like, mantis things. They go poof, 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 poof.
I would
And they
rather hold one
punch,
of those up.
they punch fish so hard that it boils the water where it hits and cooks the fish where it punches.
What?
It's crazy.
Dude,
yeah, they
what the
punch
heck?
so hard. And it, like,
That's
creates a
fucking
vacuum
insane.
spot where the water, like, boils away and then combines where the punch happens. They're one of nature's best punchers.
An icon. Mantis
Yeah.
shrimp.
Damn.
A supernatural? More like naturally super. The mantis shrimp.
Whoa.
And it kind of looks like
quiet.
it's in drag.
It does. It's sick.
On today's Drag Race, we have the mantis shrimp.
Oh,
I'm
no
going
one
to boil
can
your
compete
brains
with
with its fantastic, liptastic demeanor. I lost
Yep.
it.
Liptastic is amazing.
that.
I lost
Exactly.
it.
Liptastic. So anyway. So what were we talking about? Oh yeah, so ghosts. So
Anyway,
Anyway, guys, ghosts. So those are some notable exceptions. Now, the craziest thing that ever happened to me vis-a-vis ghosts is that I was asleep at one point in my parents' bed, and there's like a big dresser, like a big furniture thing. I say furniture thing because it's not necessarily a dresser. It's not like an armoire. It's like a big chest of drawer, like a big shelf unit that is like a big square. So it comes out from the wall a lot. And so when you're laying with your head against the wall, it's basically like blocking the doorway, kind of. So it's like a little wall next to you. And so one night I was having some horrible like nightmares about what? The nightmares sort of went
I
away.
can't tell your own story
The
for
nightmares
you,
are
mate.
not as important because of what happened when I woke up. I woke up and there was, and I'm 90% sure this was my brain doing it, as you'll tell, but it felt real to me. I woke up and there was a woman in an old-timey red dress dancing on the side of the furniture above my head.
There's a colonial
Right.
woman on the wing.
Just a colonial woman on the wing. And she was just sort of like twirling about in this like colonial old dress. And I was like, well, that's fucking nuts. And I was just terrified out of my mind. I kept thinking like,
my
I'm asleep,
God.
right? I'm asleep. Was this almost certainly my brain having some kind of like little crosswire mess around hallucination? Almost certainly. But it felt so real. I can still remember the texture of the dress. I can remember what she looked like. I can remember how her hair was done in like a tight pony, like a tight bun. Like it's sort of like
Wow.
so vivid. And what's scarier is after I told my mother this, she told me that when my brother and me were little, in that spot in the hallway that I talk about being like a time hole, we both could have sworn that we saw like the after image of a colonial woman sitting there on a stool. Both me and my brother.
Nice.
So, hey. So, hey.
Hey.
Hey. I don't remember
Hey.
that.
That's freaky.
So who knows? Ghost?
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 In a red dress? Du-du-du.
Ghost?
Well, I remembered a secondhand story I have about haunted objects.
Ooh, go for it.
Ooh.
So, two of my really good friends had a doll. I could not remember for the life of me where they got it, and they're gonna ream me for not remembering. But they had this doll, and one of them started getting super, like, vivid, bad nightmares, like, every night. And,
dolls will do that.
yeah, especially dolls. And I can't remember the story exactly, so if one of you are listening, please put the correction in the comments.
I have this really good story. I don't actually know how to tell it, but
I should have asked them to retell it before I started telling it. But they put it in a closet or something, and then the nightmare stopped for a night. And then they brought it back out, and they started up again. They're like, okay, we have to get rid of this doll. And so
I don't want to cause problems.
I think they threw it away or something, which you're not supposed to do. And then the nightmare stopped.
Wow.
Also, it worked, so...
There you go. It worked.
It did, and
So
it
that
was
was
the doll.
just a
The
good
doll just
old-fashioned
wanted to
nightmare
have a
doll.
little bit of fun. Girls just want to have fun, and they ruined that doll's fun.
Haven't you
Apparently
heard dolls just
so.
want to have fun?
Dolls just want to have fun.
Just want to have fun.
And they want to freak people out of their minds
That's
while they're
fun.
sleeping.
Just a good old, like, just a classic Annabelle.
Truly.
Jesus. When my parents moved into this house, there was, for some reason, in the kitchen a doll frog, like a little, like, I don't know if it was porcelain or plastic or what, but a frog with the front legs cut off. And they kept and they
Yeah,
kept
for real.
seeing stuff around, like an animal around the house or like movement around the house, and my mother kept having nightmares. That's what reminded me. And then eventually they were like, we got to get rid of this freaking frog.
Yeah.
And allegedly, I don't remember this because I was but a wee lad, the frog like would move around when we would go to sleep. They would wake up and it would be like back where they originally found it and not where they had like stuffed it away or put it somewhere. And so they were like, we're going to drive it to a different place to throw it away and then come home.
Yeah,
and then they
for
stopped seeing stuff. My mom stopped having the nightmares. So that's fun. And now they're holding
Classic case.
a frog mug. Oh, frog.
It's okay, Froggy. I'm not talking about you.
No, that's not a nightmare frog.
That's
Your
a
mug.
nice frog.
That's adorable.
Oh, dear listeners, I am holding a frog plant pot, which I use as a pen pot, which
Aww.
currently has no pens in it.
Now they're holding a octopus mug.
Hey!
Hey, I got my
hate to make a
octopus.
Smosh
Now
reference,
Avery's
but that looks
holding
like a Smosh
a
TikTok
spooky
reference.
cat
And
mug.
yours is a Halloween one.
Awesome.
Once again, from
Love
the
that.
start of the episode, it's not actually October.
No. And it was broken. So I
Hey.
super glued it together.
So is this one. This one was broken too.
Wow.
Look at that. Love
I
that.
like how
has
this
the
is turned
label
into a pin cord.
We all have pen-
Sorry,
we all have
audio
pen
listeners. That was really entertaining for you, I'm sure.
mugs. Anyway, I'll put an ADR of going like, and now they're holding a frog mug. Now they're holding a octopus mug. Now Avery's holding a spooky cat mug.
And now, audio listeners, you've just had to listen to that twice.
Yeah. You did.
Aren't you lucky?
Yeah. Don't
And you
feel
loved
lucky?
it.
All right.
You loved it.
So, what else do we have to say? It's been 41 minutes. What else do we have to say about the supernatural?
I think it's
Not
for
much.
reals.
Yeah. So
Ghosts
I think
are everywhere.
I'm trying to think if there's any other like secondhand stories about weirdness. Oh, again, a cat. At one point, my grandmother on my father's side, they lived in the small town of Columbus, New Mexico, which at the time was very much like a little old west town, like a dirt road with like fucking buildings on either side kind of thing. And his mother, my grandmother, always tells this story about how at one point when his older sisters were little, there was like, I don't know if it was a blackout or some event happened, some kind of weather event or a thing. And then afterwards, everything was quiet and still in the night. And they had this big black cat. And the big black cat was like in the porch, and the mom was in the porch, and suddenly, as she goes inside, she hears this weird, like rattling, like loud noise in the horizon, like moving down the road. And suddenly the cat starts to go, and it freaks out and like arches its back like cats do, and freezes. Like it doesn't move, like it is a solid cat. like a Halloween porcelain cat, as like this noise gets louder and louder and louder, and eventually the noise is like rattling around, like that exactly. That's the cat. And the noise gets louder, and then the noise goes away, like it's moved past, and then the cat just like goes back to normal, and then it's fine. And that's
so
Yep.
freaky.
Yep.
Freaky, freaky, freaky.
Freaky.
But I also
Okay.
believe it's less scary to have cats around for the most part, because you hear scary noises and you're like, oh, it's a cat. It's my cat. It's fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's ham going bump in the night.
Just a ham going bump in the night.
I'm going bump in the night.
So this has just been some random ghost stories. This
Been a
is
freaky
our
time.
campfire. Ghost stories around the campfire. That's our time. Elle, have you ever experienced anything spooky at all?
Not that I can think of.
What a charmed life.
You lucky dog.
The nerds
Thanks for
have
joining
talked
us for a freaky
about
time.
supernaturalness. We've had our weird little moments, and we don't know what they mean. We don't know what they are, and we're scared. So please help us be not scared. Like and subscribe. Click the notification bell. It really helps us out. You've heard people say that before. Now I'm on this side of it, and I know that that's true. So be a pal. Or just have mercy on us. I don't know.
Put your scary stories in the comments. I want to hear your scary stories.
Yes, and we'll do a follow-up. We can do a follow-up where we read your stories. We will read and discuss
That would be
your
fun.
Please
stories
put stories.
in
Your
Spooky
story.
number 2. Please.
hated that.
Yeah, and we can...
Okay.
And there you... Okay, so you know what? Have a good one, guys. Let us know your supernatural stories. Have a great rest of your day.